Hello and happy whatever day it is. I made the mistake of saying happy Wednesday on my last video, which ended up airing on Friday. So who knows for sure when this episode will air. But anyway, whatever day it is, today I'm going to continue the build exercise for Bazarre, the floating city in space. Last time I framed in the large open area where all of the buildings are, or will be. And since then, as you can see, I finished all of my roof supports, and I've added in all the rest of the railings around the bridge and along the balconies on either side. And so that's all done. And I also found the circulation fans I was looking for, so let me show you those. They're actually in the decorations drawer. If I pick that one up, it's the large nowhere vent from the Guardians of the Galaxy playset, I believe. And so I have one centered right over the tunnels leading into the hangars. You can see how it's positioned there. And then if you were to position two of these, and then the third one is positioned there, and then the same way on the other side. So that's how they're spaced apart. Not that the spacing is all that critical, but I know a lot of you like to duplicate what I have exactly. And you're a little bit obsessive about that, but that's okay. I just wanted to make sure you understood exactly where I placed those. So that's where you find them, and that's how they're placed. And they look like good circulation fans that would provide air for this large area. Alright, so now I'm ready to add in all of the buildings, and we're going to start over on this end, the more rundown end of town. And we'll begin up under Building Sets Group 7 with a couple of buildings from the Force Awakens playset. This is the salvage house from Jakku, and we're going to put this right up against the wall back here, as close as I can get it, and positioned about like that, I think. Yeah, that's pretty good. Okay, and then on the other side, we're going to use this one. We're going to place that right over here. And this just adds a little bit more visual interest besides just using the Tatooine buildings. Not that there's anything wrong with them, I just like the extra detail that these provide. Alright, and then under Building Sets Group 5, we find the Tatooine buildings. And we also have these Coruscant buildings we'll get to later. But if you go over just a little ways, you find these. And what we're going to do is I'm going to set up kind of a intuitive path, because I'm trying to guide the player from here all the way to the tunnel on the other side. That's kind of why we have the bridge here in the middle. That's why we're going to kind of frame in a little bit of a road. We're going to use the buildings to do that. And yeah, there's some side quests and things to do that can pull the player off the main path, but you kind of want to give them a good, clear sense of where to go, especially when they come out of this tunnel into this huge open area, and it isn't clear when you come in here, where do I go from here? The radar dot kind of guides them, but you want to use the toy box itself to kind of steer them in the right direction. And so that's what we're going to do. So let me grab my screenshots here, and I'll make sure I start with the road in the middle. Here we go. Okay, so now the exact buildings that you use doesn't really matter. You don't have to be too particular about this, or the orientation of these things for that matter. But I might tweak the positions of these a little bit, but we're going to place one here. We're going to place another one over here with a little bit of a gap, because I want them to see through to the side quest that's over there. And then we'll put the Cantina building down here. it just a little closer over there like that. I'm going to place this over here just as kind of an interesting little side area. And since I got that building selected. Alright, and then on this side of the road, let's see, we'll use this one. And in this particular toy box with this build, I have the memory. So I want to make sure I put a good variety of buildings in here. So we're going to put that one in like that. We'll put in the garage next. I like having that facing the main area there. And then we're going to use another one of these. Kind of like that. And now what we have is kind of a road here as you come out. See, those buildings kind of steer you in that direction. And yeah, you can look off to the side and see there's other things behind there, but you're trying to guide the player that way, and so that really helps. Okay, since we're on this side, let's go ahead and put the buildings in around the perimeter here. And once again, the exact placement of these does not matter. You can make sure they are on the ground. That does kind of matter. Put the little one next to that. And you can flip that around a little bit because the buildings look a little different on every side. So this can kind of help the buildings to not look repetitive. We'll place this one out here, like that. Alright, and then a couple of little homes along here. Let's see, we got this one. Let's put the bigger pieces in first, just to make sure we have room for these. So I like that. I'll put this one with the door facing out like that. A couple of smaller buildings here. Yeah, that works. Like that. And then up under here we'll put the thug hideout up here, because that looks like an interesting kind of building, although I got to move those others out a little bit to make room for that. There we go. And we can slide this one back a little bit. So we got kind of a little alleyway there leading to that building. And I'm going to pull these out just a little ways just to kind of make this a nice straight street, although you don't have to do that. There we go. So that creates kind of a nice little courtyard over here. So if the player does come off the side, again, the street kind of pushes them back in that direction, which is the idea. Trying to help them find their way through this large area. All right, on this side, yep. On the ground, back to the corner. There we go. So like that. Okay, so there is the majority of the buildings on that side. We're going to add in some little details towards the end, but for now, that's the majority of what we have there. Oh, one other thing that I forgot. The Jakku Outpost Archway. I just kind of like the look of that. And again, that kind of steers them in that direction by looking like something you would want to walk underneath. Okay, I knew something was missing there. Alright, now on this side is going to be the fancier side of town. And to help guide the players over towards this alleyway here, we are going to place some plants. We're going to use the same lights that we used last time over on the far end over there, below those fans. So we're going to bring this right up to the end like that. And let me pull up my screenshot here for this. I think that's the right orientation. We'll find out, I guess, when we style it. I'll set that to be my theme. And I've got the Tron customization power disk down on my base, like I did last time. I put that down, so I kept it down. It's a little bit harder with the Coruscant buildings to guide them where you want them to go, so I figured these street lights might help reinforce that. And that's my goal there. Alright, then I think it's this one that we want next. Yeah. I wasn't sure if that changed the bounding box. It doesn't look like it did. So I could have set that to be my theme. I think these are the only ones I'm putting down for this, but we'll set it to be the theme anyway. Alright, and then over here we're going to bring that out on the corner of that corner piece like that. And we'll do the same thing on the other side. So you can see we're kind of funneling them towards that alleyway down there, which is the point. Okay. Now back to building sets group 5. And we're going to go back to the right and pick up the Coruscant buildings. And the exact placement of all of these doesn't really matter. I'm just trying to fill this area in and make it visually interesting. But I'll try to get this as close to what I had originally in my other toy box. The one that I fully built and played through for you. And these are going to stick up a little bit, the bounding box through there, but through those arches. Excuse me, but I don't think that's going to be a problem because players aren't really going to notice that from down below. Okay, I want to make sure, yeah, fit these in as best I can. I think that's got to go there. I might tweak that in a minute. I have some other things I need to fit in here, so that's why I'm trying to make sure I've got this in the right spot. Here we go. And that is the side. It doesn't really matter, I guess that way. That's the way I had it originally. And this one went that way. Okay. And then doorbell just rang. Nothing I can do about that. I'm busy recording. Okay, so we're going to place this one here. We're going to place another one like that, just to flip it around so it's not so repetitive. We'll put another one of these back over here like that. And kind of like that. Another one of these tall ones back here. And then we're going to put this little droid factory pillar right in here. And I need to move that tower over. There we go. Okay, so there's that side kind of filled in. And again, you're just trying to steer the player towards the other side there where they need to go. Alright, so starting back on this corner, we're going to bring this out as close as we can get to there, and about like that. Not all the way up against that wall though. There we go. Close, but not entirely. That one there. That one like that. This one, let's see, needs to sit over here. And I gotta move that over. So there's always a little bit of tweaking you gotta do here. Don't want it to go that far. There we are. And I need to pause because I need to go upstairs and see what's going on. Okay, I'm back. Sorry for the interruption. Had somebody at the door. It was the pest control guy, so I had to go take care of that. But let's go ahead and finish up the build. We're almost done for today. Not much more left to do. Alright, so we're going to place this little building out here. And again, I'm kind of going for variety here. We'll place that one there. And then behind this, we'll put in this little building. And again, exact placement of these doesn't really matter. I may have to tweak these just to get the buildings in that I want to get in. I got another droid factory pillar back here, like I do on the other side. My original thinking was I was going to have things up there for the player to go hunt for or something, but yeah, so that's got to go there so it doesn't hit that roof support. But I was going to have things for the player to go looking for, and I might still use that. I think I might have used that for Dex's quest, actually. There. So there we have the buildings on that side. So you don't need a lot, just enough. And again, you're trying to steer the player down that direction. Okay, a few more decorations here. Oops, we also have Dex's Diner. Got to put that in. That's going to sit right over here in this corner. And I did put in another one of, was it this one? No, it was this one. Make sure I get the right orientation on this. Nope, it was the other way. And I put this right on the terrain seam like that. Alright, so there's Texas Diner. Okay. Now we can add in the final decorations and we'll be done for the day. So we're going to go over to the left. I'm just looking for some things that would be interesting. This Nomancian wand holder, I kind of like the look of that. We're going to center it with the street there we're trying to guide the player toward. It just looks like something interesting that fills that area up a little bit. And we can put in some additional things, a couple fountains, but let me finish a couple other things here first. If we come down to building blocks, decorations drawer, and we scroll over to the right, we find some of these kiln decorations. Thought having some of these scattered around might be kind of nice. So we'll put that there like that. The front of these stairs looks a little bland, so that'll help cover that up a little bit. Put in a little bit of detail. I think that's all we're doing with those. And then I think the fountain that I used is way over on the other end of this drawer. Here we go. The Founder's Fountain for Monsters University. It's also kind of nice because it looks like it could be an alien. So I like that. And we're going to place this, get the placement of this right. Gotta find my screen grab for it though. Here we go. Alright, we're going to have him facing that other thing, and we're going to place him about, actually that's it right there. And then we're going to put one on the other side in roughly the same general location. So like that. So we got a couple of fountains there that are kind of interesting and fills that spot. And then to cover up these really ugly seams, we're going to put a couple of row of plants along here, and we're going to use Fantasy Terrain 4. I'm going to style this to be the kiln theme. And those are just these really nice light fixtures, these lamps. I set that to be my theme. We're going to just put a bunch of these right across the front of this to cover up those ugly seams. And it adds some much needed visual interest. So like that, and I'm not going to worry too much about this because this building being here kind of hides that. Alright, that is looking really, really good. I think that's almost everything. One last little bit we're going to do is this alleyway needs something. And so what I did was up under Building Sets Group 2, I put in a couple of billboards up under here. Because I remembered in episode 2, when they're on Coruscant in those lower alleys, they had a bunch of billboards and things. So I thought it'd be really nice to put those up. Kind of reminds me of that. And of course the ones I need are all the way on the other end of the drawer. There we go. So the San Francisco sign. Put that in there like that. Some of these are just, that's not going to work facing that way. So I think the other ones were all the way back over there. There was one other one that I chose. Sorry about that. Almost there. There it is. The red electric billboard, that just looks interesting to me. It looks like it could be some kind of a Star Wars writing on it. And it's another pop of color that pulls your eye down that direction. So that's kind of the reason why I did that. Well, that's as much as I'm going to build today. Next time I'll build the back room area where the players find Orion Ferret. Thanks for watching. Before you go, please hit the like button and leave a comment to let me know you're watching. I always appreciate the encouragement, especially since the view count for the build videos isn't as high as the preview trailers and the playthrough videos. And as always, if you like Disney Infinity and you like what I'm doing but you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, you can do that by clicking my photo in the lower right corner. Have a great day!